Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Team No Sleep, October 18th. Man, I love October. October's a good month. Montel Allen, what's up with you, brother?
Man, just count my blessings every day, man. Thanking the Lord every day for let my 10 toes touch the ground,
One more
and I
time.
got to breath in my lungs, man. So count my blessings, man. That's how I'm doing.
Nothing wrong with that. Being able to be out here one more again, doing what we do. Welcome, folks. You know, we could get into the social impact of sport. I think we on Facebook tonight. I don't know, but if we're not, that's okay. We where we supposed to be. We on YouTube. If you dialing in from Facebook, let me know. There's been some technical issues with some of the providers that I'm using. I'm gonna blame them, not me. But it's good to be here. You know, I see Senior in the building, so like we always say, I say the show can officially start. Uh, I'm sitting here trying to watch, multitask and watch this WNBA final. You see the
Uh-huh.
poll that I put out there. Who you got? You got
I got,
Vegas. You got New
you know, I
York.
got, yeah, I'm rolling with the Aces, man. I like Kelsey Plum. I think she's a baller.
That's the one. Yeah. And listen, everybody else is cool too, but Kelsey Plum just got some extra swag about her that I just
Yeah,
listen. She bad. So it's real cool to see that they're ahead right now again 46. Oh no, they just know my fault 47-42. The Liberty on top right now, but they got a
yeah,
couple of injuries after the last game. We'll see if they can pull it out. I knew it wasn't going to be a sweep. Right. New
yeah. I
York is
mean,
just too good.
it's good.
Too good.
Yeah, it's good for the game not to be a sweep to have that competitive rivalry, especially now it's on the national stage with the women's
Yeah.
basketball and New York versus Las Vegas. I think it's good all the way around. I mean, I'm hoping the Aces win it, but if they don't, that even makes the story even more compelling when they play next year because the Aces have been so dominating for the last couple of years that it's gonna be something special, man. But yeah, like you said, Kelsey Plum is a person I really like how she plays, and I like her personality. I got a chance to watch her interview with Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson.
Okay.
I forgot their cast, but man, she's down to earth, straightforward person. She cool. She really
Yeah.
cool, man. So it shows on the court. Her personality reflects how she is on the court. So which is
That's
cool.
true. That's true. And the stars are in the building. Everyone's in the building trying to watch. Coach Staley's in there. And listen, anything Tom Brady touch, y'all know he part owner of them Vegas Aces. So anything he touches is a winner. So that's who we going for tonight.
Man, her quote. Did you see what she said in her quote? I guess Tom Brady was sitting in the front row of the game, and she made a basket and she ran by. She was like, "It's about damn time you came to the game." See,
you
I
know,
like that. I like that. I
when you
like
can
that.
holler at the goat like that and right and say where you been, right? We out here winning.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
need to get in the building. I
About
love it.
time you came to the game. So yeah, man. I think I like. I'm just like I like just the way they're made up, like their team and their chemistry, their personalities. All it reminds you like the LSU team, like their team, their chemistry, their
Yeah.
personalities. Very out there, man. Very magnetic, right? They draw
Yeah, I
you
think
to the.
I
They
think it
draw.
starts with coach. It starts with Becky Ham, right? I mean, look, she
Yep.
been there. She know the ins and outs of the game, and she lets the stars be stars and have that personality. So yeah, it's no slight to the Liberty, but I think these Aces gonna do it one more again. It's gonna be a back to back. So.
Absolutely.
Man, all right, let's get into some of these social impact and stories. We got a couple of them, and it's never fun to talk about them, but you got to talk about them. So let's get into this. Ex-Raider, Mr. Chandler Jones. We've talked about Chandler Jones, and look at the headline right here: arrested again for violating a temporary domestic violence order. Now, this don't make no sense because, again, so this is within the same month that this fool has been arrested for domestic violence charges. His fiance, wife, girlfriend, I can't recall exactly what the relationship is, but she already had a temporary protection order out on him. And then he gonna go back to the house, burning up clothes and burning up all kind of belongings that belong to her. This don't make no sense. This is mugshot too. What's going on with Chandler Jones, man? He hadn't played it down for the Raiders at all this season because he's got these legal issues that he's dealing with, and they pretty much cut ties with him. But man, come on.
I think
His mind ain't right. And I don't mean to be facetious. I don't mean to be light about that. But if this is your mugshot too, after twice within this within 45 days being arrested for domestic violence, come on, champ.
well, obviously in that picture, it looks like he's taking it as a joke. That's
Yeah,
number one.
yeah.
Something cool. And then number two, stalker's behavior, right? You kind of have that stalkerish behavior. She's already put a restriction against you. She asks you not to come around. Not only do you come around, I'm sure once you come around, the arguing starts. When she's trying to tell you to leave, and then you start getting, start vandalizing and destroying property. This is one of the guys you got to get help. Like, you got to understand either she doesn't want you no more and the relationship's not going to work out, you got to move on, or you as a couple got to figure it out and get together and talk it on out and figure out what's a common ground. And it's pretty much that simple. They obviously can't handle it as a couple themselves because it gets to be explosive. So they need to kind of figure it out. And unfortunately, he's the guy that's in the limelight, and all he is destroying his career. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is. He's destroying his career by getting charged with all these domestic violences. 2 in a month, which is ridiculous.
Which is so let me ask you this, because I can't put my head around this, and I've been waiting for a couple of hours to have this conversation with you. How did this man mess up $51 million? That's his contract. He signed a 3-year, $51 million contract. $51 million can go a long way in Vegas because cost of living versus California versus a lot of other states. You can buy some nice property with that. Why are you gonna mess around? Just leave the woman alone. Go find go find somebody else. I didn't see if there were any kids involved. Oh, see, I'm going on a tangent, but I just don't understand how $51 million.
But even if there are kids involved, at some point you got to just move on, right? And you would think money would knock sense into you, right? I don't want to lose my bag, so I can't do nothing detrimental to that. Even though my heart is hurt, my head hurts, I'm lovesick, I'm all these things. At some point, something has to come to your realization that, hey, I can't jeopardize my whole livelihood because of some feelings, right? I'm in my feelings because she don't want to be with me, or she messed around and cheated on me, or whatever the situation may be. He's caught up in his feelings and he can't get out of them. That's when I think teams, when they see stuff like this, and not only in individuals, you would think teams would intervene. Like, man, you obviously got something going on. You need to go see the team psychiatrist. There's nothing wrong with sit down and talk it out. Maybe they can give you some sound advice on what you should do before you mess around and lose this whole bag. Because right now, the way he's going, he's about to lose everything. And matter of fact, if he keeps going the way he's going, he's probably going to be kicked out of the league for a while or suspended for a while.
Right. And the Raiders have made their default statement. I got highlighted right here. The Raiders are hopeful that Chandler receives the care that he needs. He all that as it is now, legal matter, we will not be providing further comment. So they ready to cut him loose. Yes. Right. If you can't get right.
If you got a way out of getting out of paying somebody $51 million, you think the Raiders jumped out of Gruden's contract, remember, for some emails that I don't know mysteriously got leaked. So they jumped out of that $100 million contract. You think they ain't gonna try to jump out of this $51 million contract when somebody's acting a fool out there? It just doesn't makes no sense, man. I mean, when you're in those situations, you got to be on your P's and Q's and do whatever within the organization to not make yourself look bad. Right now, he feels that his emotions are more important than that, and that's going to cost him. And I bet you, I hate to say it, but he's going to regret it in the long run. He will regret this in the long run.
Man is getting paid $51 million, 3 years, to play a game that he played since he was in elementary school, and he can't get right. That's just the portion right there that I can't understand, and it's all because he, I don't know, he love struck. Okay, I mean, I understand being love struck and all, but $51 million, okay.
He's in his feelings. I'm telling you, and it's sad. It's sad because you can't put that. You're in Vegas, first of all. If she don't want to be with you, there's plenty of people there with in Vegas. It's everybody in America comes to Vegas to party on the weekend. So I know, and they coming to see the Raiders as well. So there's somebody else you can find. I give it to you. It's the love of your life. It's all these other things.
Listen, this is the conversation that we fathers and sons. So right, we tell our sons, like, come on, man, right?
And again, man, where's your crew and where's your friends?
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
dog, what you doing, man? No, I'm about to go over there. No, you're not, dog.
No, you're not.
Chill out.
Why you going over
You're
there
not.
at 3:00 in the morning, right? And like
Yeah.
his situation, why you going over there at 3:00 in the morning with no shoes on, rambling and mumbling? What you got to talk about? Come on.
Yeah. You think you're gonna catch somebody, and if you did, she has every right to be with anybody she wants to, right? I mean, regardless of what anybody says, man, and when you're, you know, as we know, we got older, and I'm sure we've been in situations too where we're jealous and whatever, and we're breaking it with somebody and it hurts, and we don't know how to deal with it. But we're also in a situation where I always had friends and family would be like, "Look, you need to move on. You can't let this stall your livelihood and stall your career or stall whatever you're doing just because she doesn't want to be with you no more." Does it hurt? Absolutely. Can you get over it? Absolutely. Time will heal it. Time will make you get over it. Time will heal it. You'll move on, and then you'll start to reflect and look at the things like, wow, you know what? I really wasn't that person the way I thought I was, or you know what? I saw the writing on the wall. I just didn't want to see it. I wanted to be with that person just in case. So I hope he gets it together, man. But right now, the way he's going, I mean, he's gonna be out to leave before he gets it together. And like I said, taking it
he's gonna be broke and out the league.
Yeah, not taking it serious, man, is the NFL doesn't want that bad look at all. They don't want it. They'll tolerate it once. Okay, it was an accident. You know,
act a fool once or twice. Okay, you know, yeah.
2 in 1 month, they're gonna be like, you know what, man, and you're not a superstar.
That's it right there, right? Are you worth? Maybe you was cool coming out of college and everything, but are you worth that $51 million? Are you worth this all this extra attention to a team that one, we done lost our starting quarterback already, right? He's got issues, so we need to focus on Garoppolo. We trying to win, and it's tough for us to win, and now we got to worry about you out here walking around barefoot 3:00 in the morning, setting stuff on fire. Come on, brother.
Yeah,
hey, like Marvin said right there. Listen. Plenty more fish out there in the sea.
Plenty more fish in the sea, and it's no reason to be in that situation. And if you were intoxicated, that's even more shame on you. You know, you need to put yourself in a place where you don't lose control like that, man. I mean, and like I said, I know we've all been there. Every person that's been in love with anyone, or since they've been young, you be in relationships and you get your heart broken. It is what it is, and it hurts more when you have a lot invested and you get older. Right, because you put more into it and you think everything is going good and it's not. But I'm pretty sure this breakup, there was some writing on the walls on both sides that was leading to this breakup eventually anyway. He's too blind to see it.
Mm-hmm.
Heart's broken. You know, he just caught up in his man.
Better be broken hearted than broken in the pocket. Well, I'm gonna put that on the next T-shirt right there. That's a good one.
Yeah. Lose your love and your money at the same time. Let's go.
That's a bad day. It's a bad day. All right. We gonna wish him the best. I can tell from that mug shot. I'm looking at it. He not right, man.
It's a joke, man. It's a joke.
We praying for you, brother. We praying for you.
Yeah.
Let's talk about another joke. Well, again, I see. I need to stop. I don't want to be. I don't know what the word is. I don't use a lot of fancy words, but I don't want to downplay what this man is asking for, because he might be okay asking for some of this stuff. USC quarterback, he's a junior right now. Let me put that in perspective right now. So USC quarterback Caleb Williams, reigning Heisman Trophy winner, right? USC is a bad football team, bad meaning good for sure. So, I mean, they doing what they need to do. He has asked that he's made a statement that the team that drafts him, he has made the request that he has equity in that team. So day one, when this young man, Caleb Williams, bad quarterback, I mean, he's phenomenal, but he has asked for not just, he'll probably go first. So he's not only asked, let me go first, let me get that signing bonus, let me get that first extra little bump as well. Let me get all the accolades that come with regular being top 1, 2, or 3 pick player. But I need equity in that team as well. Caleb Williams, ladies and gentlemen, is not getting equity in any team that picks him. Why? We can just stop right there. Caleb Williams is not getting equity in any team that he plays for out the gate, and not for a long time. Why? Because don't nobody know who he is really from a professional perspective. Yeah, he's a great college quarterback, but this man right here, Aaron Rodgers, asked the same question. He said, "Listen, y'all know me. I'm gonna be first round ballot Hall of Fame." Aaron Rodgers asked for equity to the Jets as well. They didn't give it to him. So what in the world makes Caleb Williams think that he gonna get this kind of money? Montez, talk to us.
Greed.
He crazy. Oh,
Greed
sorry.
at this point. And I told you, I made the comparison like, how can you ask for equity in a team? I mean, if they're gonna give it to you, obviously you take it, right? Because that's an opportunity of a lifetime. But if you look at comparisons, Patrick Mahomes has won 3 Super Bowls, 2 Super Bowls. He doesn't own a team. It took Brady how long before he can get minority ownership in a team with the Raiders?
Tom Brady.
Took him the greatest probably player to ever play the game to win all the Super Bowls, get out, figure out what he's to do, and then the Raiders owner let him buy a small piece of the team to be a part of it, because of what he brings to the table. But the assets right off the bat, I'm not saying don't think big, because I think that's where this generation comes from. They think very, very big and they go after it, and I applaud you for that. But at some point, you got to realize, figure out your limitations. That's asking way too much to be that when you haven't played one single down in the NFL. You haven't did not one thing in NFL. College is college. NFL is NFL. There's 2 different ball games. NFL is the elite of the elite.
Yeah.
College will be elite amongst other that aren't as elite as you, as they play. And when they play teams that aren't as good as them, Caleb looks very good. I think he's a great quarterback. I think he's going to be great in the NFL. But I think this right here, man, this kind of just –
yeah.
I think it's going to turn a lot of people off.
Exactly.
A lot of fans
So I'm gonna put this into perspective a little bit, just from another means, because I was thinking about this as well. Football is different than any other sport too. Football different than baseball, than basketball, any of that. And the reason I say basketball, because Jordan asked for this, not from his team, but from his sponsor, from Nike. Phil Knight went through fits and all kind of fits about this. Well, ended up being if y'all know the story about Michael Jordan and Nike. Yeah, Michael got equity in Nike. Never been done before. It was crazy. Thought be crazy as well, but no one has done this except Michael. Now he may be trying to do the Michael thing, but it's a different story. You not Jordan coming out and equity. Brand partnerships or brand equity versus NFL team equity. That's different kind of money too. That's different kind of money.
Well, it's a different kind of formula. Like you're asking for brand equity in a company. Meaning you're going to be the face to push it and advertise it as well, because what you're going to do on the field, on the court, right? That's going to push you in order to be successful. So basically, you're working for yourself to do that. In the ownership of a team, which they're going to display you to be great, first of all, them 32 owners aren't going to do it. That's just number one. They're not giving a piece of their team because somebody just says so. And how many quarterbacks have we seen that we thought were going to be great end up being bust? Or end up not being as successful as they are. So you mean to tell me I'm going to get you equity in front and you may not even pan out to be the guy that we think you're going to be, or be as great as you're going to be, or be a franchise player that we envision? There's a whole bunch of guys that come out of college thinking they're going to be a franchise player. We can look at the kid Trey Lance. That was on the 49ers.
Back and forth from different schools. Yeah, from different teams. Yeah.
They traded all the way up to get to number 3. In order to trade him after a couple of years, after the guy that was drafted last in the draft, they took his spot. So nothing's guaranteed for him to be the guy. So how am I going? If you can't guarantee me you're going to be the guy and show it, what makes you think I'm going to give you a piece of my company?
Oh my God.
That's the part. It doesn't equate. Now Jordan's situation was different, right? If it failed, they could break their brand off and walk away. They would have been out of some money. They've been out a couple of money. A couple $1 million at the time, which was a lot of money, but we could break that bread off and we'd be fine, and we could have just moved on.
Yes.
Owning the team, he sucks. We still stuck with him owning the team. He's still gonna get.
He still got voting shares. He still got a voice at the conference table. Yeah, that's just not a good look,
man. I just think it makes him look greedy. It makes him look very, very greedy. And like I said, I don't. The philosophy, if you don't ask, you don't receive, right?
Yeah.
I get that part. I understand it 100%. And I see, hey, I want to get ownership. I want to get involved. I want to get in this. But I believe you have to take baby steps when it comes to this, because you got to know your audience you're dealing with. You're dealing with 32 owners. 31 of them are white. The other one's Indian, Jacksonville. Very, older generation. They come from our generation. They don't believe in what the new generation is doing as far as how they want to just they want everything without earning it. I think they come kind of from that mold as well as we do. And what makes you think I'm gonna give you something when you haven't done anything at this level? Like what? It just makes him sound greedy, man. And I think he's a good young man, right? I think the things I've seen on him, his father, they're very in tune with
good
what's
head
going
on his shoulders, all that, yeah.
Yeah, he's very strategic with his NIL money or who he's gonna partner with. He's very intelligent young man. At least everything I've seen all the way. But this just makes him look greedy. And maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I haven't heard any other NFL guys really talk about it like in depth. But it just gives him a bad look, right? It gives him a bad look coming out. Hey, this guy wants ownership. Maybe it's to deter teams. I don't know. Maybe he said it just to deter some teams that he don't want to go to, right? He don't want to go to a sorry. I don't know what he said it for, but it's just really, it doesn't make any sense when you ask for that.
Because right now, who could it be, right? It could be the Patriots. Imagine that. The Patriots could end up with one of the worst records, or them Saints. Oh, my gosh, right? I mean, teams that you don't expect to be at the bottom of the barrel.
He would end up in Denver right now. Denver looks like he'll probably end up to take the replace.
And Wnba is not giving this young kid a piece of that building.
Nobody is giving him no. I mean, they're gonna pay him when number ones get paid, right? If you're drafted number one, but no one's giving you ownership, man. I mean, there's no rookie coming out of no sport that's gonna get part ownership of a team. Not a rookie. Now, if you've been in the game and you improved yourself and you became great and all that stuff, that's a different conversation. But a rookie that has unproven to give you part of my team, I don't see any professional organization doing that. It doesn't even make sense for me to do that.
I don't know any of them personally, but I would think them owners love their team more than some of their siblings and some of their family members. Right? I don't know anybody. I don't have Jerry Jones on my speed dial, but.
Now, talking to me and you talking, maybe he thinks it's kind of like a business. You know how we go into companies and we ask for equity, we don't stop. Maybe he thinks the NFL is built like that. It's not. It's not built that way. It's not built that way. It's not a public corporation. It doesn't have stock. It doesn't have things you can sell off. They're all privately owned nonprofit organizations. So that's number one. But that's his thought process. Maybe, hey, this is a company. I'm gonna treat it like a company. I want them to give me equity if they want me to sign with them, right? Or they want me to be a part of it. Or they want me to be an employee. Maybe that's the way he's envisioning it. Maybe so. I'm gonna give him the benefit of doubt. Maybe that's the way he's envisioning it. And if that's the way he's envisioning it, I completely kind of understand. But he should have did his homework before saying that, I think.
So there you go, right there. And this is probably Dr. Stone right here, right? What kind of message will it send to existing veterans on the team? Right, this could blow up really bad, right? In terms of a precedence of you coming in day zero asking for a piece of the pie, and you haven't proven anything. And here I am, a vet, been on the team for 5-10 years, out here putting in work, putting my body. Aaron Donald don't own half of the Rams, right? And that man is worth it.
Yeah. Yep.
So
that's what I'm saying. I don't think the only way I can envision is he looked at it like a company. Like I said, like he looked at it like a company. Hey, if I sign with Microsoft, I'm gonna ask Microsoft to give me equity in the company, some stock. If I sign with Nike, I'm gonna ask them to give me equity in stock, basically stock options. Maybe he thought, I'm assuming, and this is a big assumption, I'm assuming maybe he thought it was kind of like that, saying, hey, I want ownership. That's the only way I can justify him coming out saying, hey, I want part ownership.
Yeah, see, that's that USC business class that he taken, right? He said he gonna try to use some of that. He gonna try to use some of that in the real world, some of that USC business class. Oh my, I'm not a betting man again, but I don't think this is gonna work out. And it's an interesting perspective. Going to be an interesting conversation to have to see how this works out and to see how many people just shut this man down, and then what kind of feelings he gets when he gets drafted. This may pull Okay, hold on. I'm trying to think. I don't think this is enough to pull him down in draft status. But again, this could just raise some eyebrows when he does come in the building about they putting
Yeah, I
Caleb in
think
the room.
yeah, it raises eyebrows when they have their interview with him and they talk to him. It's going to raise some
Yeah,
eyebrows. I mean, you look like I said, you'll look like you're greedy. Like I said, no harm in asking. There's no harm in
yeah.
asking, but you got to be acceptable. You got to be accept no, right? When they say no, it's not going to happen,
Not
and
gonna
then
happen,
just
bro.
keep it pushing and moving and become an owner later on. I mean, think about it. LeBron James doesn't even own part of the Lakers
Say that
or
one more time.
Cleveland.
Say that. LeBron
You know
James
what I'm
don't
saying?
even own, and that man
He
owned
don't
everything
even
else.
own, and he's worth $1 billion, and he don't even own.
Man,
And you talking about you want them to just give you that as a draft pick?
come on, Caleb. Pay attention,
Yeah,
Caleb. Tune in to
I
Team No Sleep, brother, because this is what you need to be listening to. This is the truth.
at the end, I don't think it hurt anything his draft status or anything. Not at this point, I just think it just gave him a bad look. Whoever quoted him or caught him saying that, or whoever he told that, it just gave him a very, very bad look. And that's it. I think hopefully he lets it just die down and moves on and corrects himself and don't put any more on it. Don't throw no more fuel to the fire. Just kind of let it die on out and just kind of keep on playing football and do your thing.
Yeah. Well, we gonna let it live on because we gonna follow this and we gonna see if he got anything else to say. But all right, let's go ahead and move on. We didn't burn that one down enough. Talking about football players. Talking about some vets again. Talking about a man who's just out here trying to live his life. And we've talked about this gentleman a number of times. But man, T.O. Listen, T.O. can't wake up in the morning without bad luck finding him. Man, shouts out to Mr. Owens. He's out. Okay, he's retired. He's got his jacket. Right. He's in the Hall of Fame. The man is recognized as one of the greats. He's out recently playing a little basketball, just a little pickup game of basketball with some cats. He's a competitive person. More than likely, the folks that I'm summarizing the story, y'all. The folks that are playing with him, obviously competitive as well. Listen, you got Terrell Owens that you're playing with. You're gonna give him some hard fouls. T.O. wasn't accepting some of them hard fouls. And what had happened was, after the game, one of the players that he had a disagreement with hit him with a car. Good Lord have mercy. Somebody just ran T.O. over after an argument during the game. What we gonna do about this, folks? What we gonna do? T.O. can't get
Man,
right.
he got to just stay out of harm's way, man. I don't even know what to
T.O.
say to
need to
this one.
just stay home, man.
Yeah, you was talking offline. It's like, he's had an altercation in front of the pharmacy, and then now it is. And like I told you, the only common denominator is actually T.O. So maybe it ain't the other people bothering him. T.O.
Maybe
needs
it's
to look in the
T.O.'s
mirror
fault.
at situations. So these altercations don't come towards him, or these situations don't come towards him. I mean, that's it. That's the moral of the story, man. Just you got to stay out of trouble, man, so these things don't happen to you. Now, I do
So,
wish the brother was recovering. I hope he's okay. I hope
well, I think he's all right because he put out an IG story. So let me just say that the suspect left the location. He struck Mr. Owens on the left knee with the vehicle. He then drove away and out of view. Mr. Owens was not injured and declined medical treatment. So 2023, everyone celebrity, everyone entertainer, everyone has a brand. Where did they start putting all the information out? On Instagram. So T.O. and his crew put together this summary of the game and the altercation. And in his statement, he says, I hope the car is okay.
See, man.
And in some of these clips, though, you can see when he's shooting, you see him brush up against somebody, a couple of folks. And that's probably the cat that ran him over. But I'm not going to make an assumption.
Probably competitive games, a lot of trash talking.
Yeah.
I don't know why the guys got so frustrated where he hit him and took off. But, I mean, big ups for T.O. for being a big dude, being a bigger guy, joking about it. He's not hurt. I mean, I just meant to say, man, he need to stay out of people's way where people got cameras or something because these aren't good looks, man. I mean, the pharmacy incident, now you're getting hit by a car.
Now you're getting ran over by a car. Mess around and got a hit and run out there, and what was it in Southern California too? Where was it? Calabasas. Again, all this is happening in your neck of the woods.
Hey man,
now,
that's why
I'm not coming to visit you no more because people getting ran over by cars. T.O. said,
basketball game. That's a cold piece. That's a cold piece right there over a
that's
hoop
true.
game.
He says, I do not own rights to the music. There was some music playing. He says, but I do have a right to protect myself. Hope the car is okay.
T.O. a nut, man. Dude's a
T.O. a
nut.
nut. Oh, my gosh. That's all the bad stories we got. That's all the bad stories we got.
That's kind of funny. That's a kind of a little bit more. Since he thinks it's funny, I think it's funny too, right?
Well, you know, that's true.
And you know what's crazy? He's a cool
so?
cat, man. I met him in Miami. He's a cool dude.
That's
like really cool.
That's cool. Tall Boy says he knows T.O. He was his teammate back in his rookie year. So, Tall Boy, give Terrell a call, man, and say just stay home. No more basketball. Just you know. I used to watch him working out all the time. Just stay home and work out. I know you got a gym at his house.
He's a cool cat, man. Like I remember because me and my boys was visiting from California. We was in Miami. He paid for all our scooters, man. He's a really cool dude. Like, bro, he was like he was from California, and my boys was 49er fans, and while he was playing for the Niners,
yeah,
he was like, man, how many of y'all? It was like 4 or 5 of us. He's like, I'll pay for y'all scooters, man. Y'all have a good time. Real, just cool cat.
I wonder if so. Now let me turn it around. Then I know there was some confusion when he wanted to come back and play, right? And then there was a little bit of discussion about that. I just wonder if folks are maybe taking advantage of him because again, he's out there and he's out there in the community. He's playing pickup ball with just some regular dudes right now. I mean, and so they see, unfortunately, they see an opportunity. And
yes.
Right, let me see if I can get on the news. Let me see if I can maybe get a case. Let me see if I can get him riled up that he swings at me. And I don't know, but just because of his nature.
I would agree with you 100%. I think people do that. I think people try to test him to try to see if they can get any money out of anybody. You know, I mean, it happens all the time in sports. Or people that think it's people try to push them, test them all the time, to try to get them to swing or do something crazy so they can put it on film and put it on social media and try to get a case and get some money out of them. I mean, we're in that era, sue era of society where they feel they're entitled to anybody's money if they can get that person to do right and get paid. You know, why not? You know,
no.
It's sad, man, because you can't live your life, right? These athletes and entertainers, they can't walk the same walk as a person that's not famous. They cannot go out they can't go eat. They can't go out to a club. They can't go to an event. They can't even go grocery shopping without somebody heckling them or having something to say, and trying to entice them to do something. You know, I think just because you pay to be entertained doesn't give you the right to belittle anybody, which is bad.
I like that. That's a good point right there. And Tall Boy say, T.O., just like you were saying, T.O.'s a good guy with personality and will pull up and play ball with anyone. So that's we wish him the best, man. Again, it's only been a couple of stories that we've had him. Again, the grocery store incident, and now someone hitting him with a car. Lord have mercy. Y'all leave Terrell alone and let that man retire and live in Colorado because they don't mess with you in Colorado. I've been in Colorado and Oregon. Listen, it's cool there. I may retire there myself. Where my wife at? I don't know if she's listening, but listen, Colorado and Oregon, it's some good places. But okay, I'm watching these aces over here. Man, 66, 64, 2.5 minutes left. 2.5 minutes left. Somebody got. I think they putting the hefty bags up in somebody's locker room. They think it's gonna happen. They putting the hefty bags up, and we gonna have another post finals interview like we did last time. And that's all I want to see. I don't know if anyone saw when the Aces won last year and saw the after game interview with the press. Oh my God, it was hilarious. It was just pure comedy. So we will see. Tall Boy saying we spent summer at his on Saturdays for private pickup games, so I'm shocked he is out there in the community. Interesting. Well, again, he's out there doing this thing. He posting his videos, so he obviously had his media crew with him. But it was funny. His funny response back again. Hope the car is okay. So yeah, I think it's all good. We'll see what's going on. Rich Vibe. Okay, hold on. Hey, this is for you, Rich.
My mind's telling me no.
Yeah.
That's all I can play, brother. I'm not getting sued by Mr. Kelly because
We need that dough too, so man, don't play that too much. Yeah,
yeah,
play us in that.
I don't. I'm trying not to associate myself with him anymore. I still got him on some of my playlists. Hey, Rich Vibes. Every time you come onto the stream, I'll make sure and play that. I'm gonna keep that trigger for you, man. God, you crazy, brother. Thank y'all for coming. Listen, so far we've talked about situation with negative situation with what's the name Chandler. Chandler, oh my gosh, Chandler Jones talked about that situation. Hope he gets better. Talked about the Caleb Williams situation, which is just mind blowing and insane about how that's going to work out. I just don't think that that's ever going to be. I don't think that's a valid question to ask day zero coming out into the league. So I don't think that's ever going to work out for him. Him doing this thing. Hopefully he gets better with that in terms of just protecting it. Honestly, yeah, I'm gonna say that, protecting himself from all of these issues that are going on in the world. Good story that I want to talk about though. We're gonna transition just a little bit. I didn't know Miles Jack when he played, but I've been doing a little research now that I know about what's going on. Miles Jack used to play for Philadelphia. He's played for Oakland. He's retired now. This man and his mother. This man took his money for after retirement. Didn't spend all his money on spinning rims and a whole bunch of jewelry and a whole bunch of homes and cars. And him and his mother have now become the majority owners of a minor league hockey team in the ESHL, East Coast, ECHL, East Coast Hockey League. Man, listen to this. This man and his mama went out and now become majority owners of a hockey team in the East Coast Hockey League. But that's a good story right there. It's a good story right there.
And I think it's setting the precedence. Like I said, we were talking before offline. I think ownership, like anything else, it takes practice, right? You got to figure out, start small, understands the ins and outs of ownership, understands what's going to be cost, what's going to be your liabilities, what's going to be expenses, how you're going to make money, how you're going to market. I think you got to, and when you're an owner, you got to be in tune with all those things. I think you got to kind of start somewhere and then move on up. I hope Miles Jack is an inspiration for like I always keep echoing these guys to purchase into that XFL, USFL if they want to be owners.
Mm-hmm.
Like buy a smaller team, understand that, or be a majority or minority owner in a smaller team, and then get some understanding how that works before you say, hey, I want to become an owner in the NFL. Magic Johnson, obviously, he's did a little bit different, right? He came out, he got his ownership, but it's taken him a long time to kind of get to the Dodgers. Part owner of, I think, of the Lakers for a minute. And he had to forfeit it because he wanted to play again. And then his climb to be an ownership is taking time. And now he's a minority owner in the NFL. But he has practice and he understands what being an owner is. I hope some of these players that really have ambitions to do that, start in those minor leagues and may figure that out and then start to grow yourself and get a better understanding of the ins and outs. Because the process is still the same, but the checks are bigger.
There it is right there. Say that right there. That part right there.
The process is the same, but the checks are bigger.
Man.
That's what it is. So I wish him good luck, man. I wish Miles Jack and his mom good luck. I hope that league takes off. I hope it becomes a direct feeder to the NHL so everything can kind of just keep steamrolling.
And so it is. The Allen Americans is the team that they are. Again, it just sounds good saying it. Majority owners. They feed into the Ottawa Senators and the Bellevue Senators.
Awesome.
Their record they've only played 2 games, but their record ain't too good right now. Maybe they'll turn that around. 0-2, but it's early in the season. But again, I think this is just such a huge precedence. It's a good thing to see minority ownership at a majority level.
Yes, absolutely.
In a genre and in a sport that probably you don't see that. So now, I don't know if you can own a golf brand. Right. Again, I don't know too much about golf except for Tiger Woods, but all right. So I know we got NASCAR. We got a little bit of that. Now we got hockey. What's another? All of the other major sports as well.
We have very small minorities. Like I think the Williams sisters own a piece of the Dolphins, right? They own some of the Dolphins, but they're I think they're minority. They're really small minority owners in that. So they may have a vote, or maybe even don't have a vote. I know they got their investment in there. But we always talk about we want ownership, right? We want ownership. I think these minor leagues that are starting to become these feeders into the top level,
Mm.
I think it's a great starting ground for us, right? For African Americans. I mean, I would love, if I had the money, I would love to buy into the USFL and understand how that's developed, how to develop my brand, how to market it out there, how to market my players out there, how to entice fans to come and sell out, and how do you deal with memorabilia and all these things, and how you deal with contracts with players and all. There's so many intricacies, and I know the owner doesn't deal with it, but he signs the final checks. So you got to understand who to delegate to and how that stuff works, man. I think that is a great breeding ground for them to get that and understand how much money it's going to take to invest and how much money you're going to lose and how much money you're going to bring in every year. I think it's great opportunities out there. We just got to take it and believe in them and believe in the product.
Just got to
right
take
now,
them. I love it.
Yeah. Right now, we just hats off to Miles Jack and his mother. Kudos.
I just think that's so cool for him to do it with his mom, right? He could have done it with, I don't know if he's got kids. I don't know if he's got a wife or anything, but I think that's just so cool for him to do it with his mom. And we wish them nothing but success in that endeavor. Listen, man, we at the bottom seconds here of what's jumping off in with this WNBA 70-69. I'm not going to put it on the screen because I'm not going to get YouTube, Google strikes. This stuff is all monetized over here, so I don't want to mess around in Xfinity or the WNBA call. But 70-69, 20 seconds to go, so I'm tracking that over here.
And shout out to what college football wrapping up, and then men's basketball and women's basketball is about to start in college. That's going to be a really, really big thing. I think LSU is number one, as they should be. And I think you're going to see women's basketball. I truly believe you're going to see women's basketball competing for that time slot like men are at the collegiate level on the ESPNs and all that stuff, because I think people are starting to really get involved with and want to follow LSU and then Iowa State and then Stanley of South Carolina. I think this the year it's going to crack. Like, we're going to be seeing women's college basketball even on a higher level than it was last year. So shout out to them. Big ups, man. I think this is a big thing going on right now with college sports and everything coming up. So gotta look out for it.
Why the loop during the tonight? What you talking about, Top Boy? Yeah, put the bottle down, brother. Come on now. What you say it one more again for the people in the back of the room. I didn't understand what you're saying, man. But that is true. That
70-69, 8 seconds.
76. All right, I'm slowly. So, okay, to tell you what we're going to do. We got one more story that I didn't tell you about, and it doesn't even relate to sports, but I think, again, this is a cool story. So I'm going to play our call to action while we wait these 8.8 seconds. Becky Ham probably can call the timeout, though, to be honest with you. Okay, so that was 10 and a half seconds is how long that CTA was, that call to action was. But we in a timeout. Listen, every Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. Pacific time, this is where you want to be. You want to be Team No Sleep, where we talk the social impact of sport. We have guests on every now and then. We have expertise coming in and just breaking down stuff. Montel knows everybody. So I'm just here in the back of the room pushing buttons. Let me ask you this before we go to this next kind of feel good story. What, from a sporting perspective, and again, social impact sport, what do you got coming up kind of in your world? I know you probably have some things. I know we had our conversation about some of the stuff we're going to do in Vegas in a couple of months, but what I'm sure you got something jumping off too, man.
Yeah, we're gonna have obviously my high school all-star game. Me and my partner Ruben Pena will have an all-star game December 22nd that promotes high school athletes. It's a showcase for them to be able to get another final look by hopefully some Division IIs and D3s and NAIAs. They'll possibly earn a scholarship and get that last hoorah going out in your senior year. We also piggybacked on that, the first annual high school girls flag football game.
Wow.
Which is going to be I think nobody's doing it in the state. Hopefully we're the first to do it in the state, but we're also now the girls flag football is really starting to take off in the state of California. We want to also showcase them and put them on showcase. And now that it's starting to go into college, hopefully this will be another breeding ground for them to get recruited if they want to play that at the next level as well.
Man, that's cool. I love that. Well, back to back. Your stories were good, but we got back-to-back champions. Shouts out to them. I was paying attention. Come on. I was paying attention, but I was ready. But them aces did what they needed to do.
Good for
Close
them.
game, 70-69. We're gonna wait 10 minutes for the after interview because I want to see Agent Wilson high on that champagne, on that championship champagne. So I'm gonna watch that tonight. Next story, man. Listen, let's talk about this again. You didn't know about this, but I found this and thought it was just cool. I want us to start ending kind of on a good note. Out there in South Carolina, shouts out to South Carolina for this. South Carolina school has elected their first black homecoming queen in school history in 155 years. Listen, y'all, South Carolina, North Carolina, that whole belt, right? There's a lot of contention right there, and especially that there's a lot of more overt than covert racial tensions. So I'm not going to butcher her name, but Amber W., a senior at Charleston's Porter-Grad High School, was voted homecoming queen by her peers for the year 2023 for this year. And I'm going to leave the link to the description to this entire story so y'all can see it. This is good progression right here. And again, South Carolina, like I say, they still got a lot of flags flying there, right? That you don't typically see on the left coast. It's a good story, man. What are your thoughts when you see that? Look at her, man. She's just a grinning.
I mean, it's progress, right? It's late. It's late.
We'll take it. We'll take any progress. We will take any progress.
I think you gotta probably admire her courage. One, not only to win it, but to go out there. And I say that because I think regardless of what people think, everybody's probably not accepting of her being the queen.
Truth.
Of the school.
Truth.
And I'm not talking about student body. I'm talking about people outside of the student body, outside of the school, are probably not happy about her being the homecoming queen. And for her to be able to stand up there and break that barrier and have a smile and enjoy that moment with her peers, I think it's awesome. But I also think it takes a lot of courage for her to break that ground and be that person standing up there. And I'm quite sure she's had to endure some resistance, some resistance. So kudos to her. Kudos to the school for stepping up and letting it happen and putting that in place. And like you said, it's progress. It's late, but it's progress, and we got to take the wins when we can get them, right?
We'll take what we can, and I'm gonna get the name right. Amber Wilson Debriano is homecoming queen. She is also the leader of the Chinese and the leader of the art club at her school. So shouts out to her for that. And again, just wanted to leave on a positive note. Man, maybe I should have put some money on this WNBA game because we.
I think they covered the spread. If there was a spread, they didn't cover it. So,
we could have an even nicer hotel at the Super Bowl, man. If I put just a couple of dollars on this, but all right. So I'll end with that. We had a meeting a couple of nights ago, me and Montel and representative from Athletes in Action who. Yeah, a little nepotism. He happens to be my brother-in-law, but he's the one that's working on getting us together. We've got all of the logistics, so we will be at Super Bowl for that event, getting as much content, as much coverage as we can for the few hours that we are there. So listen, you need to be subscribed because I think we're going to do some things that are specific for subscribers and for members, especially as it comes to some of that exclusive content. So tell folks, if you're interested in sports, if you're interested in the event that we're going to be covering, the Super Bowl breakfast, which is, again, leaders in the community, leaders of faith that are on the teams and things of that nature. So it's going to be some really positive content that we're going to be putting out. So that being said, I'm going to get off the high horse and I'm going to let Montel take us home.
Oh, man, like I always say, please get comfortable having uncomfortable conversations. Visit your loved ones, say your prayers, and we out.
That's it, y'all. Be good now.